Hey, what's up, YouTube world? It is your girl again, the Venusian Bull, and I am back with another video. I know I'm kind of like cranking them out a little bit. If y'all haven't been here, it's been a hot minute, right? So, new hair, who this? Yes, we have the faux locks going on. It's giving very Chloe and Halle. It's giving, ooh, ooh, that's just how we do. Ooh, ooh, and that's just how we do it, do it, do it. Yeah, it's giving very that. Midheaven versus North Node. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about this, as I mentioned in the other video, from the perspective, from my personal perspective and my personal experience and my personal natal chart. So yes, I'm basically going to be talking about my chart and sharing my business. Okay, so if you're nosy like myself, me having a Gemini stellium, then you'll probably want to sit to listen, because some people just like to know about other people for no other good reason than to they find it interesting. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is going to be. So I always say that your natal chart is full of contradictions, okay? I feel like your natal chart is full of contradictions, just walking contradictions, just all over the place. So, one of my biggest contradictions in my natal chart is that my North Node is in Pisces, and Pisces is, I'm sorry, the North Node has to deal with your purpose in this lifetime, your destiny. What are you put on this earth to achieve, to accomplish, to learn, to embody? Like, what does your soul need to do in this lifetime, and what does your soul need to express, and things like that? With my North Node being in Pisces, obviously the spiritual aspect is very heavy with Pisces, having faith and things like that. It could be religion, but for me it's more spiritual. Artistic expression is a big thing. Obviously I am a singer, so music and just artistic expression of all kinds, really expressing yourself creatively, is a big thing with Pisces North Node. Being more compassionate and just like being able to express that like kind of unconditional love. And there's an idealism to Pisces, as well as a majestic uh, aspect to Pisces, a magical aspect to Pisces, if you will. And I am purposely talking about the positive things about Pisces because I'm talking about it as it's my North Node. Okay, so I just want y'all to know that if y'all want to know, y'all want to hear deep dives about Pisces and me going in, there's plenty of videos on this channel for y'all to do that. I went through all the signs, child. Okay, you can watch them 12th house videos too. My South Node is obviously in Virgo. So your South Node is usually having to deal with what your soul needs to leave behind in this lifetime, what you kind of come in here with, like what is your natural state, like what you feel comfortable doing and things like that. And it's usually having to deal with stuff you need to rid yourself of this lifetime. It's kind of like an anchor that kind of holds you back from really being able to achieve your destiny and really fulfill your purpose. So it can hold you back, right? Okay, so with my South Node in Virgo, I am naturally a very extremely analytical person. I'm a very critical person, mostly critical of myself. I can be rigid. My mom always says that I am itchy scratchy instead of warm fuzzy, and she's a Cancer, so but yeah, like I can come off kind of more itchy scratchy than warm fuzzy, and that's the truth. And we're going to talk about like reinforcers and stuff that kind of reinforce your South Node or North Node tendencies and things like that. And also another thing, South Node and Virgo, I come in like wanting to have consistency, wanting to have routine, like kind of doing stuff the tried and true way, like the right way, like not veering off of a path, when Pisces is so go with the flow, let go and let God, and let's be free. We don't have to have a schedule. We don't have to have a plan. We can just be, we can just do it. And that South Node Virgo in me is like, what am I going to do? I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan. I don't have a path. What am I going to do? So this is what I struggle with. And it's even more so because my midheaven, or MC, is in Virgo. Yeah, it's in Virgo. So my life's purpose and destiny, Pisces, North Node. But my career and public standing and MC, Virgo. Did I say my North Node Pisces? North Node Pisces, MC Virgo. So you can see how I have a dilemma, because in terms of like my life's work, my reputation, my purpose in life, what I need to do to be fulfilled, they're contrasting. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out a way to marry the two together so that they can work. I am somebody who's never of the ilk to get rid of all of your South Node tendencies, because a lot of them are gifts that you have and talents that you naturally possess, that you came into this lifetime with. I think it's all about how you approach these things, how you approach these gifts, how you approach these aspects of your character that come naturally to you, and are you utilizing it? Is it operating on its highest manifestation in a way that leads you to those North Node qualities? So for me, like, everybody doesn't have their North Node in an opposite sign of their midheaven. Everybody doesn't have that. But a lot of people do. So if you do, shout that out. Where's your North Node and where's your midheaven, and how are you dealing with that in terms of achieving your career goals as well as your destiny? Now, your purpose in life and your career don't actually have to be the same thing. And this is another thing that I am learning and trying to grapple with. You know what I'm saying? Like, your fulfillment doesn't have to be determined by what you do as a career. I know it's like, it sounds crazy to say that, because it's like everybody's, purpose and, what they do and what they're remembered by usually has something to do with what they did for a living. It usually kind of goes hand in hand, but I feel like it only can go hand in hand if you're actually doing something for a career, like, that you actually love. Like, if you're just going through the motions and you're working a 9-to-5 job in something that is just, keeping a roof over your head and food on the table, then that's not necessarily purposeful. I mean, it depends on what you're doing. If you enjoy what you're doing and it is that 9-to-5 rigmarole life, then that's a little bit different. Like, like healthcare or like being a teacher can come to mind in terms of something that can align with your purpose as well as your career. But a lot of other 9-to-5 rigmarole jobs, especially like what I have, absolutely do not align with my purpose. I am going to go through this process partially in this video of trying to see how I can marry the two. So I want to talk about like my music career, or my attempts to get into the music career, because I don't have a music career. I am not I'm a singer songwriter, and I have music that is available on streaming services, all streaming services. I'll provide a link right here. It is not currently a career. It is not currently a way that I'm making money. It is not a way that I am able to provide for myself. And being an artist, which is very much North Node and Pisces, and that was actually facilitated by the fact that I have both a Taurus sun, which deals with music and vocals and singing, right? And I have a Libra moon, which is also a sign that deals with artistic expression. So I had a little bit of help getting me to that North Node in Pisces, because even though it's my North Node, like, music has always been something that's been innate For me, I've always been a singer. I've always been singing ever since I was really young. Been writing from a really young age. So it's always been very innate for me. I think I've been singing since I was like 2.5 years old or something like that. So it's been innate because I had some help from my sun in Taurus and my moon in Libra. Like it's not just my North Node alone that is musical, right? So I say this all the time and will say it again. I genuinely feel like the music industry is the most cutthroat out of all of the entertainment industries, out of acting, modeling, content creation, you like podcasting, you name it. I think the music industry is the most cutthroat, personally. And I haven't even, my journey hasn't even really allowed me to even get that far into the mess of things. A lot of it is what I hear from other people, and just I personally, like, I am not a hustler. Like, I don't have that hustler spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. And if Beyonce said, "Na na na diva" is a female version of a hustler, then I'm not that kind of diva. I'm a songstress diva, but I'm not that kind of diva. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have that spirit. So I was never that type of person who's like, okay, I'm going to work my 9-to-5 job. And then, at night, I'm going to work on my music and I'm going to be like doing shows. That has never been my thing. Well, I will also say this. As far as doing shows, I've never been in a position where that was an option in terms of doing consistent shows. So I can't say that I wouldn't have done it, especially when I was, in my late teens, early 20s. I was doing shows more frequently, but they were showcases. They were not shows where I was getting paid. There were shows where I had to pay to get into the showcase, not me personally, but the person that was managing me at the time. And, for exposure, or to win a prize, or to be able to win a meeting with an A&R or something like that. And then to contrast that, I was auditioning for all of the reality singing competition shows, and I damn sure don't do that shit anymore. That shit is such a crapshoot, and it's just annoying as hell. American Idol, The Voice, X Factor, you name it, I've auditioned for it. Okay, I even auditioned for America's Got Talent one time. Okay, so I've been through it. Never made it on the show. Made it on X Factor once, and I didn't make it past the auditions. They sent me home. So yeah. So with music, and I know that music is part of my destiny, because like my North Node is in Pisces, and Pisces is about artistic and creative expression. It's about being a performing artist, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm 33 now. Shouldn't something have happened with that at this point, right? But I think it's more or less I have to approach it in a different way. Like, music is always going to be it's always going to hold a special place in my heart. But the way when I was younger, the way I used to think that I was going to be this superstar, that's not how I think about it anymore. Like, I literally used to like plan out my life. I used to be like, by the time I'm 24, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be on my 4th album. I'm going to have toured the world. This is where I would write these things down when I was like 15, 16 years old and stuff like that. And, the dates that my albums would come out, and the time frame, and all of that type of stuff. And I used to think that because of all of the artists that I look up to, they, became famous relatively young, in their late teens, early 20s. And I just kind of felt like if I didn't make it when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I always have to fix my eyebrows, then I felt like it wasn't going to happen for me. Fast forward to now, because there's a lot of people who are able to be independent artists and things like that, it's a little bit easier for someone who is older to be able to make a splash in the music industry. And especially with Black people, Black don't crack. So, we don't be looking our age. Do I look like I'm 33? I don't think I do. So, there's that. Could we give 24 still? Could we still do that? I think it's something mature about my look. So I don't think that I look like a child. Like, I don't think I look like, I thought that I looked like I was 12 for like a long time. Like, I finally think I'm out of that phase where I no longer think I look like a child. But I don't think that I look like a teenager anymore. I don't know. Maybe I could put a teenager show. I don't know. The rest of my body is like mature. The rest of my body look like I've lived a little bit. Like, I'm not a skinny person. Anyway, that's all besides the point. But yeah, the music industry is incredibly difficult to get into. It's incredibly difficult to make traction. It is incredibly difficult to really do anything in the music industry if you do not have a solid team and solid network behind you. If you're trying to do everything yourself, I don't give a shit how talented you are. I don't care if you sing like Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, and Patti LaBelle combined. Nothing will happen for you unless you have the right team. Even if you happen to go viral or something like that, nothing will happen for you unless you have the right team. Do you see all of these people who are amazingly talented that have been on these singing competition shows for all of these years, and then you never hear from them again? They had their exposure. They had their heyday. They were on national television. People were voting for them. People may have even purchased their song on iTunes. Like, except for like the main ones that we always, that are still doing it, like Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, Jordan Sparks is still out in these streets. Fantasia, basically the early American Idols. Like, those are the only ones who really made it out from up under, you know what I'm saying, and made it, to the mainstream audiences. Everybody else, for the most part, if they won, they like kind of went into obscurity, or they're an independent artist and they may be doing fine as an independent artist, but they're not viewed as like a mainstream artist. So that's a lot. And just so you know, these conversations that I'm going to be having, like, astrology is going to be the backdrop, but I am just going to be talking. So if you came here for it to be completely solely just an astrological conversation, then you come to the wrong place. I know I probably should have said that in the beginning. I may like put a little disclaimer, but this is how I'm doing videos now, because when I feel something on my spirit tells me that I need to, get in front of the camera, and this is where my audience is, my Venusian Board channel. If I go to any of the other places, I don't have an audience there. So there's that as well. So y'all kind of getting it all. So yeah, like, talent is like, and we all want the artists that we like to be talented. People are always saying, people don't sing like they used to anymore. And, R&B ain't what it used to be. And people are just, singing monotone on one note, and nobody knows how to perform anymore, because we come from an era where we just used to see like spectacular performance after spectacular performance. And that's not the case these days. But talent is not the important thing, especially if you've seen these award show performances within the last couple of years. The important thing is your team. Now, sometimes you do get someone who has a great team, but also has a great work ethic and is talented. Sometimes it's just a great team and nothing else. So we're not going to sit here and pretend like, if I had a team or a machine like Cardi B, we're not going to sit here and act like I would still be working a 9-to-5 right now. I wouldn't be. Like, they plucked her out of obscurity off of Love and Hip Hop. Well, she got on Love and Hip Hop first. That's what kind of gave her, notoriety. And then, started her rap career from there. But Cardi B is a great example of somebody who has a great team. Now, I do think that Cardi B is talented in terms of being an entertainer in all aspects. I mean, like, she's funny, she can make you laugh, like, she's outrageous, and that kind of feeds into her music. You know what I'm saying? Do I think she's the best rapper? No, absolutely not. But do I think that she has something that's like unique and different and that stands out? Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. I feel like the same with Rihanna, her team, vicious, okay? Vicious. That bitch was cranking out album after album after album after album after album, hit after hit after hit. They punked her out of obscurity too, right in Barbados. She know nothing. This the DJ, some Bundy replay. Like, she went from that to shine bright like a diamond, shine bright like a diamond. Oh yeah, all of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, her team took her to the stratosphere, right? And don't even get me started on Beyonce. Y'all know I'm hot, right? But Beyonce is like special because, you know, she has an extremely great work ethic as well as being extremely talented, and she had the machine. So to me, that's like the reason why she's like the biggest star in the world, basically, because she also has the work ethic and the talent. You know what I'm saying? To back it up. But yeah, these people with their teams, it's like, you know, why don't we know where's A. Marie at? How come she's not mainstream? What happened to Maya? You know, ever since that whole debacle that Carrie Hilson had with calling out Beyonce on Turning Me On remix, career, as far as the music career, non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Like, your team, like, who is gonna pick you up out of obscurity? Like, who is going to be your savior? And I'm sorry to say it like that, but you kind of need one. You kind of need one. You kind of need one when dealing with the music industry. So it's obviously, I know that if I had a team, if I had help, if I had genuine support, if I had people investing time, energy, and money into me, I would be a lot further. But because I don't have that, and I feel like I have to do pretty much everything solo dolo, then I'm going to get where I'm going to get. I'm an independent artist. I'll release music when I am able to release it, when I have time. I still have never even shot a video for any of my songs. That's something I want to do, but that's not only time consuming, but it costs money. Everything you need capital for. And especially when it comes to starting a business of any kind, you need capital. So if you don't have any capital, then what are you going to do? I mean, you can hope to get discovered online and like go viral, but that's so like 10 out of a billion. Like, it's just so rare. Like, it's not as easy as people think. And I know with things like TikTok and things like that, it's making it a little bit, I don't want to say easier, but there are more avenues to be able to go viral. There are very creative people. Look, like, I can't do all of that shit y'all be doing with the editing and like all of that type of stuff. I don't like editing these long ass videos. So I'm not about to take an hour to edit a 60-second video. That's why these things aren't on TikTok, because I am a long-winded person. I am not a short, like, soundbite person. Like, I'm just not. So that's why you're not gonna see these videos on TikTok. Like, I thought about it and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, that means I would have to slither and find something in these long ass videos, but I don't feel like doing that. I just don't. And I could just do videos just for TikTok, but then I'll get to talking, then I'll be like, oh, this shit is gonna be too long, and ain't nobody got time. So yeah, but a lot of these people are very creative with how they do things on TikTok, and you know, and people go viral, for just being themselves, music aside, just as far as being a content creator, which North Node and Pisces, very content creator. It's very just being a creative in general, right? So, like, a lot of people have been able to do this and manifest this into a career, especially during the pandemic. Like, the pandemic, everybody was making new YouTube channels. People's numbers were going up. People's views was going up because everybody was home in the house bored, you know, in the house bored or whatever. And nobody was doing anything else but watching YouTube and binging Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, all of the shows, and nobody was going anywhere. So that was like the best time to really like get your subscribers, followers, supporters up. And now that everybody is back outside, in case you forgot how we yak outside, worldwide hoodie with the mask outside. Anyway, but now that people are back outside, people may not be getting that influx of subscribers and followers, but people have their foundation of followers and stuff like that at this point. TikTok got really big during the pandemic. I mean, you know, it's just, it's a lot of avenues for people to be able to become famous in unconventional ways, and not just become famous, but like make a living for themselves, like be able to make money and live off of, you know, brand deals and ads, Google AdSense, and you know what I'm saying, just their following and their endorsements and all of that type of stuff. People are managing and they're figuring out a way to make that their full-time job. Like I follow a lot of YouTubers who do this full time. You know, I can't do this full time, at least not at this particular moment. And we could kind of sort of blame that on my South Node in Virgo, but just good sense. Because I will say during the pandemic, while I was still working from home, now I have to go back into the office, child. Annoying. I thought about it. I thought about quitting my job. I thought about release your job, release the stress, release the love, forget the rest. I thought about it. I thought about it. I thought about it. I was calculating numbers, child, but it's like I did not have any foundation. I did not have any capital. I did not have any money to fall back on. So, you know, that's very, very, very important to have. So, because that's really not realistic for me, I didn't do it. But I've heard a lot of people, podcasters are another thing that I listen to, another creative pursuit. I feel like this is really the age of creative pursuits and utilizing that to your advantage. I think that it really, really is. Neptune is still in Pisces. It's at the 25th degree, but it's still in Pisces. So yeah, it's a creative season. It's a creative last 14 or so years, however long Neptune has been in Pisces. But yeah. So I think it's important to know that there has been shifts, but the reality is that everybody is not going to be able to be self-employed. You know, everybody is not going to be able to be their own boss. Like, you do actually need employees in order for businesses to work. And everybody doesn't want to be a boss and be in charge of all of these things, and all this type of stuff. And, you know, some people just want a guaranteed, steady, no frills, no fuss, steady income, you know? And I'm definitely one of those people now. I wish that I could have that and also do what I love, because the idea, because also, you know, I got a house, I got a kid, I got bills, I got responsibilities. Like I can't just like quit. I can't just go off on a limb. Like the last time I just quit a job just cause, I think I was like 19 or 20. So like I was young, you know what I'm saying? So like I think that people need to be like realistic about, you know, their circumstances. And that's, you know, I got a lot of earth in my chart, so I'd be realistic. I'd be, you know, sometimes my head be in the clouds and I'd be in love with, what if, you know, well, I don't play the lottery, but let's say, you know, I hit the jackpot at the casino, because bitch will go to the casino, okay? You know, but that never happens because I'm not like that lucky. I've accepted the fact that I am not like naturally a lucky person. Like I'm not. Like my Jupiter is, it's already in detriment anyway because it's in Gemini, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So I don't have any Sagittarius energy. And like Jupiter is not really making a lot of positive aspects except for conjuncting my Mercury and Venus. Like Jupiter is not, it is not. Okay. Maybe whenever my Jupiter return happens, which Jupiter is in Aries, we have a little bit of time. We have a little bit of time for me to have my Jupiter return. So we'll see. Like in It'll happen before I'm 40. It'll happen before I'm 40. So we'll see what happens when I get my Jupiter return if you know, if I get my groove back. But yeah, so I like just came to the realization that luck is not on my side, that I have to work for everything I get. And that is difficult for someone who does not have that hustler mentality. I don't want to be I don't want to be broke, I don't want to be destitute, but you're not about to have me out here working 17 jobs like a Jamaican. Like I'm just not. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not. Sorry, I'm not. I like consistency and I like routine, but I also like my peace of mind. I also like my me time. I also like self care. Like, I also like time, that time when I'm off of work, like right now, when I don't have my kid and I can just chill and relax and just be, and I don't have to actually do anything and I don't have to work. Like, I cherish that time, and I don't have a lot of time for that, which is why I don't do videos like this, because I don't have a lot of time where um where it's just me. And then those times where it is just me, I'm like, I don't feel like wasting that time doing a video most of the time. Today I did, because spirit wise, we're here. All right. So, I have had more success on my astrology channel just in terms of any creative avenue I've ever partaken in. Like, in the shortest amount of time. Like, it's just been mind boggling to me how, I don't want to say easy, but how free flowing your support and like followers can be when you have like this niche kind of content like astrology and things like that. And you stay consistent, of course, because I had the channel for years prior and I didn't really have the following that I do now. But I have a whole like music channel where I have like my songs on there. I have original songs. I have tons and tons and tons of covers. I didn't just do music. I did some like TV show reviews. Some were music related, some were not. But most of the time, most of it was pretty music related. And I think that music related channels are kind of like played out. Like, people aren't looking for, who did the best cover of this song. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe on Instagram you could still make headway with something like that. Like, only if you're up in one of those challenges and like you go viral or something, but it's really like not a thing. The reality singing competition shows are kind of like falling off now. I think COVID kind of made them a little bit less desirable, but I just that just was an era and now it's over. So I just don't think that, as much as music is always going to be like, I feel like in the nucleus of society, it's just not the same in terms of being able to really like make a splash on social media and stuff like that. Like, as far as YouTube is concerned, when it comes to music, it's more for people who already have a following, who have an established audience and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that I'm not still going to post videos of me singing, but most of the time I post those on Instagram. I don't even really post them on YouTube as much. So, there's that. But yeah, like, I've had my YouTube channel, my original one, since 2009. And that channel isn't even monetized, like, because I don't have enough subscribers. But with my astrology channel, it happened once I got that consistency going, and because it was like this niche content, that, I mean, there are a lot of astrologers on YouTube, but it's still niche, it's still specific, it's still not something that everybody is doing or everybody can do, you know what I'm saying? So it was an avenue for me. And I was like, oh, well, maybe this is more part of my North Node than music, because this is coming a little bit more easily for me. But then I started getting overwhelmed and, all of this type of stuff. So, but I don't think that it's easier for me. I just think that it's an avenue, a creative avenue that I hadn't really tapped into. And I was really passionate about it. And once again, stayed consistent with it. And I think that, it just kind of worked, and I think with music, it's just really, really hard to kind of get those like initial supporters, those initial, followers and, fans, if you will, without having the backing of a major label or a great team, or, you already doing something else and getting a following and being able to, take that with you. Like I gave the example of Cardi B being on Love and Hip Hop. Then she was able to parlay that and her audience from Love and Hip Hop into her music career, on top of having a great team as well. So I can't stress how important that is, because it's a lot of people on Love and Hip Hop that tried to have music careers and it don't go nowhere. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. And I don't have a lot of aspects to my nodes, which is another reason that it kind of makes it hard to be able to fulfill my destiny. Because even though I know what my destiny is, I know that my purpose in life is to be a creative. Being a creative person is part of my purpose. So if I'm not able to be creative and express myself creatively or artistically, that is not going to be fulfilling my destiny or fulfilling my purpose. So that doesn't necessarily have to do with, does it make me money? It's just, I need to be able to have an outlet to be able to express my creativity and express or in show my artistic expression. I need to be able to do that. But I just have my North Node is trine Chiron, which, I mean, I think it's a good thing that your North Node is having a positive aspect to Chiron, because Chiron can be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I have a positive aspect to Chiron is nice to my North Node, but it's like, it's just letting me know, like, I'm gonna have to go through pain or something in order to get through my destiny. And Lord knows I've gone through it. And Chiron is in my 8th house. So it's all about this like deep rooted, beneath the surface kind of pain and stuff like that. So even me coming on here and like being more vulnerable and talking about things that are a little bit more personal instead of going through the rigmarole, like this placement means this and this placement means that. I think that that's a part of my destiny as well, because I'm very closed off. I'm very guarded. And that's not just because of my Scorpio rising, that's also because of my Virgo South Node, because in a past life, I was not able to express myself. You know what I'm saying? Freely. Like that is not what I come from. What I come from is doing things by the book, doing things the right way, being a good, Samaritan, taking the steps, 1 + 1 = 2, like that type of thing. The good thing I will say about the South Node and Virgo, like obviously Virgo and Pisces, they're both mutable signs. So even though I have a lot of fixed energy in my chart, there's still a movable thing about it. There's still a mutable thing. There's still a flexibility there. So that's why I'm always like, okay, I have to combine these energies and I have to find a happy medium. Like we got to compromise. When does the Virgo need to come out more? When does the Pisces need to come out more? When do they need to be a little bit more aligned? When do I need to find the qualities that are similar in Virgo and Pisces and kind of like marry them together? So just trying to figure that out. And then I have North Node squaring my ascendant. Yeah. So like your ascendant, your rising sign, it deals with, people's first impressions of you and who you are. And because my North Node is squaring my ascendant, I think that there's a clash in who I present myself to be and who I want the version of me in terms of my purpose to be. Like, it's almost like what I want to be remembered for. What I want to be remembered for is not what I represent as my ascendant. So yeah. So in terms of what I want to be like remembered by, I want to be remembered by and known for the things that are more associated with my Pisces North node more than anything. But that is not the energy that I give off, and that's where kind of the square comes in, because what I want to portray, is hidden, it's guarded, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of something that I have to deal with and work on. And also, your North Node and South Node are going to have similar aspects to the same placement. So my South Node is also squaring my ascendant. So same thing. So I believe that I come from like a hard life, like a difficult life in past lifetimes, and where I was not the authority, or definitely not used to being the authority, used to being told what to do and having like a routine, like in a schedule of things that I would do. And I just feel like in this lifetime I'm supposed to break free of this kind of rigid like structure of a life. I always say, and I think I even wrote it in one of my songs called Get to Know Me. I don't even remember the exact line because I'll be forgetting my lyrics all the time. But to paraphrase myself, I said something along the lines of I want to be extraordinary. I'm a multifaceted human being, like, lines like that. And I still feel that way. I still don't feel like I'm meant to live like this typical ordinary life, like just, go to work, come home, pick up my kid, relax a little bit, and then, get up and do it all over again the next day. Like I expect my life at some point to be more exciting and to have more purpose and to be more extraordinary and less ordinary. Extraordinary also is the Scorpio part, Scorpio rising. Ordinary is the Taurus, the tried and true, the status quo, right? So all of these contradictions in my birth chart, and their oppositions, and they, they speaking to each other. We be fighting. Another thing I wanted to mention, y'all know I have my moon in Libra, and it is in the 10th house, which is the house of career and public standing. So there is something to that in terms of being moon in Libra in particular, being known for my artistic expression, particularly. And even I'm not saying that I want to ever run for public office, but Libra does have to deal with the law, and not like politics in general, but the 10th house has to deal with politics. I am somebody who's very, very into politics. That's a topic for a completely different video. I'm not getting into that now. But I do see me being a little bit more political in terms, maybe in the future, in terms of being able to help campaigns or causes that I really genuinely care about. Definitely not running for office or anything like that. Let's be out of your goddamn mind, okay? But definitely very knowledgeable about politics. It's a passion in a different way. I think it's important to educate yourself in that realm. And I've done a deep dive on a lot of things, but that could be an avenue. And I do happen to have a lot of aspects to my moon. And I just kind of wanted to talk about a couple of the ones that stand out to me the most. So my moon trine Mercury and moon trine Venus, that is all the music. Like that's the music all day. That's writing the music. That is my, like artistic expression, way of communicating, way of relating to others, all of that type of thing. The harmony, like, moon trine Venus, like it's very much like I attribute those aspects to why I am a good singer songwriter, to why music is so innate for me. It's not like I had to learn how to sing. I didn't have to learn how to write lyrics and melodies and stuff like that. It just came naturally to me. So that's what trines do. They they show you where your natural abilities and your natural talents are. So that's good, especially considering that my moon is in the 10th house. So I always thought, I was like, I'm destined to be famous, but maybe not like famous in the sense that like superstar famous, maybe it's in a different context, in a different way. Or, I'm helping others in a way, you know what I'm saying? Or just through the lyrics of my music, or maybe I'm writing for other people, which I've never done before. So that always pops up. So I'm not exactly sure. Problems. My moon squares my Mars, which I think that hinders my ability to, like, my Mars is already in Cancer, y'all know that. But with my moon squaring my Mars, I feel like that also hinders my ability to have that go get 'em attitude. That hinders my ability to be that aggressive person when it comes to my career and ambition and being driven and stuff like that. And it's just like Cancer is just like this. I'll do it when I'm in the mood. I'll do it when I feel like it. If I don't feel like it, I'm not gonna do it. Like, it is just so unmotivating. And the fact that it squares my moon, like my emotional, center, my emotional comfortability and happiness, like it's a bit of a struggle there. So sometimes I do feel like, the best I'm gonna get is just like working a 9 to 5 job and just like that's going to be that. And I'm just going to live this ordinary life. I'll go on vacation maybe once or twice a year, but like sometimes I get into that pessimistic mindset. Stellium and Capricorn. Speaking of Capricorn, also, my moon is squaring Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn. And what do you know? Those are both in my second house. So, there's a little bit of issues with money too. Like, it's money here, money there, it's gone, and I also have moon square my Chiron in the 8th house. And the 8th house is also a money house, but it has to do with other people's money. So like I feel like I'm always trying to hold on to my money. Like I am the 4 of Pentacles. Like hold on to money. If you know anything about tarot, like the 4 of Pentacles is me. Like they're just holding on to it. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. I need this. Just holding on to it. You'll never let it go. Okay? You won't take no risks. You won't do anything crazy. Like you're holding on to your money. Okay? So that's another thing. And the only other positive aspect I have to my moon is sextile my ascendant. So I guess that's fine. But I think that it makes me, sometimes I wear my emotions on my sleeve and sometimes I have a poker face. So it kind of depends. One of the things I wanted to point out about my midheaven is that I have Jupiter square my midheaven. So remember how I was talking about how I feel like I'm kind of an unlucky person, that I have to really like, I don't believe luck comes for me. Like I really have to, I can't even say be in the right place at the right time, because that's like lucky. Opportunity meets preparation is luck. That's usually the thing. But some people just get lucky just off the strength of being lucky. And, I just never had those like moments where I really like had a chance. Like, I think that's why I gambled so many times auditioning for these reality singing competition shows, because I kept thinking, this will be the time. I'll be able to get on the show. I'll be able to get a little bit of exposure and it'll do something. And I would never get it. And it's absolutely not for lack of talent. It's just whatever they're looking for at that particular moment. Because y'all seen these shows. Y'all know that they be having singers that can't sing. And even on shows like The Voice, where everybody can sing, like you've heard people sing better. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not just about the voice. It's about your story. Were your 17 auditions before you actually made it onto the show, were those perfect? Because if those were perfect, whether you can sing like Whitney Houston or not, you have a better chance, you know what I'm saying, of getting on the show. So you have to think about those things too. There's so many different variables, but yeah, I just kind of consider myself an unlucky person. Like I'm not really lucky with my music, with love, with friendships. Like it's not giving luck. Okay, so Jupiter in Gemini is really it's fucking with me. So I genuinely feel like, I think when I have my Jupiter return, hopefully we'll see the light. Jupiter is in Aries right now. So we just got to go through Taurus and then we'll be in Gemini. So we don't got that far to go. Okay. That's like, and Jupiter is just only in a sign for, I think, like a year. Okay. This is definitely going to happen before I'm 40. Okay. Like 3 years. 36. That's a good year. Just a good year. Okay. So anyway, and, but this is the caveat here. My, Neptune is trying my MC and Uranus is trying my MC. So here's the interesting thing about this, because Neptune, Neptune rules Pisces, right? So Neptune is that dreamy, idealistic thing. So with having Neptune trining my midheaven, that kind of also reinforces the artistic expression aspect of my career, as well as the spiritual avenue of my career, which is, me, doing readings and getting into astrology and tarot and things of that nature and applying that to a career. And, both Neptune and Uranus are in my second house, and that's my 10th house. So that's a trine. So that's a money trine. It's supposed to be a money trine. You know what I'm saying? So I should be able to parlay that into some money, okay? Earn income and possessions, the second house. And then Uranus trying the midheaven, where doing something, unconventional and different and out the box and just unorthodox is a good career choice in terms of being able to earn income and earn money. So it's like staying with the tried and true really does a disservice to my Neptune and Uranus trine midheaven, who wants to be like this creative, extraordinary, like kind of out the box spirit, So even though those energies are in Capricorn and they're trying my midheaven, it's the planets. Like, you got to think about the energies of the planets, right? And what you need to do to kind of cultivate that career for yourself. So when everything is kind of all said and done, I feel like we come back full circle, right? We come back full circle back to the original North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. And it has to be a nice marriage of these energies. Like, I really gotta work my Pisces energy and my Virgo energy to find that common denominator. Because we have to have sense. We have to be sensible about things. We have to be smart, like that Virgo. We gotta dot the I's and cross the T's. Like, it can't be completely let go and let God. Like, not completely. I think I could afford to do a little bit more of that, though. Have a little bit more faith in myself and in my ability to be a creative person. And in being that creative person, I can parlay that into a career or something where I am able to make a living for myself. Because I know that ultimately staying in my 9-to-5 job, although it does keep a roof over my head and food on the table and stuff like that, I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not financially secure by any means. I mean, I know how to handle my money. I know how to not lose shit, even though I've been on the brink of certain things in the past. But I think of myself as being quite like financially savvy, so I'm not like stupid and frivolous when it comes to money. But I have made some mistakes. I haven't made the smartest decisions. Credit cards is probably the worst thing. If I could give you any advice, and I don't give advice in this channel, child, one credit card, and stay away from the store credit cards. One credit card, one. That's it. That's all. That's all you need. That's all you need. One credit card. At one point, I had like 10 credit cards. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so I just, in conclusion, in summation, and now I'm talking with this British accent. I think it's because I've been watching Bridgerton, and I think I'm all push and things of that nature. Anyway, I forgot my point because I do that a lot. But yeah, bring it all full circle. There just needs to be a nice marriage, and I do need to know when to put my, creative talents and pursuits on the forefront. I will say though, with this channel, I'm very much winging it. So when I was kind of getting all of this support, it surprised me, because I'm just like, I just like to talk about astrology and placements and stuff. And I just didn't expect like kind of this, outpouring of people, coming and engaging on my videos and things like that. And like not a lot of preparation went into this. I just would come on here and I would just start talking. This is also why I need to get my ass a podcast quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I'm gonna need to edit the shit out of this video because again, I'm long-winded and I talk for a long ass time. But I think that I was absolutely following in my Pisces North Node when I started this channel, and really when I got into the groove of this channel and producing content. I can't really promise anything, but I am going to definitely try to make an effort to put more content on this channel, because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about and express, and I feel most comfortable doing it on this particular platform, on this channel. So I'm going to do that. And if you have any comments or anything that you want to state about your North Node, South Node dilemmas, or if you have a North Node that is in the opposite sign of your midheaven, talk about that in the comments. I want to hear what's going on with y'all. I want to hear about how you've overcome certain things when it comes to dealing with your purpose in life and dealing with your career goals. Let your girl know. Let your girl know what's going on. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.